About 75 to 71 million years ago, Central Asia was a semi-arid region. Among them, one predator dominates all others, Velociraptor mongoliensis. Its environment was semi-arid, with dunes, oases, and some scattered forests. They lived in the Gobi Desert and neighboring regions of Mongolia and northern China. Velociraptor mongoliensis belonged to the dromaeosaurid family. The female laid between 4 and 8 eggs arranged in circles or semicircles in a shallow nest. The female Velociraptor feels that the long-awaited moment is undoubtedly approaching. Among the ancient ferns, an egg throbs, heralding life in a world still silent. A claw pierces the shell, the heat of the humidity meets the breath of life. The small Velociraptor emerges, trembling, into the golden light of dawn. His eyes open to the world, amber reflections of an ancestral instinct. His curious gaze explores the rustling jungle that surrounds him. A burst of light pierces the canopy, caressing its still fine feathers. He ventures between roots and mists, every noise awakening his vigilance. He moves forward, discovering the damp texture of the earth in the Cretaceous forest. As the day progresses, our Velociraptor ventures further and further away. With a powerful leap, our Velociraptor discovers speed, the hunter's instinct awakened. In a puddle, he discovers himself between innocence and the promise of the predator. He ventures between roots and mists, every noise awakening his vigilance. His curious gaze explores the rustling jungle around him. A burst of light pierces the canopy. The skull of a Velociraptor was approximately 23 to 25 centimeters in size. This is equivalent to about a quarter of the animal's total length, 2m. It was long, narrow and slightly flattened, with a pointed snout ideal for slicing flesh. Its bone structure was light, but solid, featuring large eye sockets ensuring excellent binocular vision. A nasal cavity specially designed for a precise sense of smell. His brain is proportionally large, indicating efficient coordination. Possessing quick reflexes and intelligent, agile behavior. The fore and hind limbs are powerful, suggesting jumps of 2 to 3 meters in length. Its paws, equipped with 3 functional toes, one of which sported the famous sickle claw, approximately 6.5 centimeters. She would get up from the ground during the race. To avoid getting dulled, the Velociraptor moved at a speed of 40 km/h, over a distance of approximately 200 to 300 meters, before experiencing muscle fatigue. The Velociraptor used 3 possible alternations: the stealthy walk, the explosive run, then the final leap to seize the prey. Our Velociraptor is enjoying this refreshing rain. We are in the middle of harvest season, and the rain is falling in abundance. 2 young Velociraptors cautiously observe each other, their measured movements betraying as much mistrust as curiosity. The brilliance of the late afternoon light pierces the leaves of the Rhine forest, vibrant, enveloping the scene in an atmosphere of subtle and naturalistic elegance. The snouts of the 2 growing predators brush against each other in a timid exchange. A piercing cry echoes deep in the jungle. A young Velociraptor's call reverberates for a long time. The 2 Velociraptors move nimbly through tall grass, throwing drops of water into the humid air. Beneath the canopy, the Velociraptors are engaged in an interaction, structured by gestures and subtle sounds that can be heard. Our Velociraptors train side by side in the late Cretaceous Rhine forest. At the top of the rocks, a small group of Velociraptors watches the setting sun tint the mist gold and red. The panorama, both majestic and imbued with melancholy, concluded that tomorrow would take place in the desert. Velociraptor is now in the desert. It is actively searching for others of its kind. Finally, they reunite with their companions in the desert dunes, and they devise a plan of action for the day. They look towards the horizon, so that they can orient themselves in this vast desert. During training, our Velociraptors run quickly through the burning desert sand. Now our Velociraptors are running across the desert to reach and achieve their goals. The heat is stifling. They rest for a moment before heading back towards their objectives. The road ahead is still very long, but the Velociraptors remain united as a single unit. Their determination is palpable, their agility and speed are beyond question. The Velociraptors sense that they are approaching their goals faster and faster. Above this dune, our Velociraptors can finally see an immense herd of Protoceratops. Our Velociraptor observes the herd of Protoceratops, attentively and thoughtfully at the same time. Our Velociraptors are getting back into formation and running in unison. The strategy is very simple. First, discreetly, they circle around the herd of Protoceratops. Our Velociraptors climb the dunes energetically, one after the other. They accelerate methodically and together in this burning desert, more determined than ever. They tighten their formation, but remain quick and consistent in their actions. The herd of Protoceratops is in our sights. There is no more hesitation. The Protoceratops herd gathers into several groups in order to protect itself. They advance with great determination and great courage in the face of the Velociraptors. They find themselves face to face, and they all know that the situation can change rapidly. Velociraptors surround a group of two Protoceratops. A large male Protoceratops deliberately breaks away from the group. He advances calmly through the hot sand, knowing that combat is inevitable. The Velociraptor attacks first with its jaw, which has approximately 26 to 28 teeth. The upper and lower jaws contain a total of approximately 52 to 56 teeth. The Velociraptor had teeth in its jaw that curved backwards. They were very sharp, measuring from 1 to 2.5 centimeters depending on the position. The Velociraptor possessed a large, curved claw on the second toe of each foot, approximately 6.5 centimeters long. It was used to hold or tear its prey. The herd of Protoceratops charges at full speed towards the Velociraptors. Regardless of the current situation, our Velociraptors want to bring down the Protoceratops. Our Protoceratops are determined to come to the rescue of their fellow creature. Our Velociraptors instantly realize that they have just lost their Protoceratops. The Protoceratops leave as quickly as they arrive, but with their fellow creature. Without any hesitation, they all head towards the Rhine forest. They will be safe there. The Velociraptors relentlessly continue this chase. But fatigue sets in every minute. The Velociraptors continue nonetheless. Velociraptors know perfectly well that Protoceratops will head towards the Rocky Mountains. Now our Protoceratops have reached full maturity, stronger, more docile, and above all more resilient. Their intuition was correct, indeed. A Protoceratops has been found isolated. Our two Velociraptors are following him very closely and waiting for their companions. Our Protoceratops is not intimidated. It has a brilliant idea in mind. Suddenly, he climbed the cliff. The Velociraptors were surprised by his speed. At the top of the cliff, the Protoceratops notices that another Velociraptor is also present. Without any hesitation, he charges headlong at the Velociraptor and leads the way. Across the mountain ridge, our Protoceratops, pursued by Velociraptors, runs energetically. He hurtles down the slope on the other side of the mountain, at a dizzying speed. Velociraptors have caught up. They are becoming more numerous and determined. Our Protoceratops belonged to the Protoceratopsid family. It measured approximately 1 meter in length. As an adult, it could measure approximately 2 m in length and probably weighed between 60 and 100 kilograms. We can estimate an active lifespan for a Protoceratops of approximately 10 to 15 years. Our brave dinosaur will cross the river to distance the Velociraptors as much as possible. Unfortunately for him, they are still there, and the river current is very strong. Our Protoceratops managed, somehow, to return to the shore. Now we need to speed up. The weather in the mountains changes very quickly. You have to act fast. Cautiously, our massive dinosaur descends the rocky and unstable mountain paths. Behind him, the Velociraptors continue to follow him, closer and more oppressively. Our Protoceratops takes advantage of its muscular strength and accelerates violently up the steep mountain path. At the mountain summit, the weather is becoming increasingly overcast, and the oxygen is becoming increasingly thin at altitude. At high altitudes, our Velociraptors are searching for oxygen. In a short time, the atmospheric conditions at the mountain summit will change completely. The adaptability and perseverance of our Velociraptors in such a context is simply incredible. Our Velociraptors have finally arrived at the bottom of the mountain, and are at the same height as our Protoceratops. Our brave little Protoceratops sets off again in a spectacular chase. At the mountain's summit, on the steep ridges, fog, humidity, and cold gradually set in. This sudden climate change is not without consequences for the erosion of the mountain. At the summit, large, massive blocks of rock, weighing several tons, began to break away. Our Protoceratops continues its frantic race through the winding paths of the mountain. He finally finds a steep path, giving him a clear advantage over the Velociraptor. A massive, multi-ton boulder falls violently to the ground, triggering a chain of events. A huge, massive, uncontrollable rock is rolling at full speed towards our Protoceratops. Fortunately, his fall helped to block the entrance to the mountain pass for the Velociraptors. Our Protoceratops is on the other side of the mountain, and knows perfectly well that it is safe. Other Protoceratops arrive to welcome him. He knows that in this valley lies peace and serenity. As the seasons pass, this gigantic herd moves across the steppes and deserts of Asia. Our Protoceratops descends the winding mountainside, and returns to its family. The gigantic herd is peaceful. They graze peacefully on the abundant grass of the valley. It's a real opportunity for our Protoceratops to find themselves all together in this plain. The group is gathering because they are all preparing to leave very soon for new horizons. For our Protoceratops, the day of the big departure is officially set for this afternoon. The vast herd of Protoceratops move in harmony across the lush, wide plains. Our Protoceratops are preparing to depart towards the horizon in order to be able to feed and raise their future generation. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, like, and share. And thank you again for watching. Tell me in the comments which dinosaurs you'd like to see in future videos and why. Thanks in advance.